What's up, fellow kids? We're gonna make some lit AF futuristic hip hop today, fam. So stay tuned. Let's roll that intro. So I usually think about what I'm gonna say at least, or write notes, or even a script sometimes. But today, as the kids say, I'm freeballing it. I'm releasing a song called Bleep, Blop, Bloop. It's a futuristic hip hop song. And in the beginning, I do this little rap, and it's inspired by my favorite album. Make my shit the Chronic. I don't want to get demonetized. It's inspired by The Chronic, which is, in my opinion, the greatest album in the history of all albums ever made, period. Does that sound reasonable? Yes, of course it does. So the beginning of the song is a take on Dr. Dre's lyrical gangbang. I don't know if you know that song, but it's on The Chronic. Check it out. It's dope, like all the other songs on The Chronic. So I wanted to do a little thing at the beginning where I talk it in, and it was fun to do. I don't know how cool I sounded, but I tried to sound as cool as I possibly could. But I always thought it would be funny if my DJ name were just my full name. So that's what I called myself in this particular track, DJ David C. Harper. So that's pretty cool. When I recorded this song, it was back in April when I was trying to make an album in 30 days, and I was sick and my voice was kind of shot. And so instead of not recording, what I did was I just added a vocoder and a flanger to my voice to sort of use technology to transform my voice from something that sounded bad into something that sounded good. And I think it worked out pretty well. And the subject matter of the song, it's called Bleep, Blop, Bloop, and it's about robot music with an Indian flute. And I recorded this a while ago, but it's like a... So that's the riff that I had on the Indian flute, and I wanted to sequence a beat around it and rap. But you know, The Chronic, I love it. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, but it's about life in South Central Los Angeles in the early 90s, and I can't really relate to that on a lyrical level. Now, yes, the production on that album's amazing, and I love the songs, but I'm not gonna pretend like I'm some sort of gangster just because Dr. Dre's The Chronic is my favorite album. So I wrote this about things that I have on my mind that worry me. And one thing that's on my mind is automation and how it's taking over the world, how robots will run our factories, but not just our factories. Robots are going to start taking over programming jobs and accounting and finance jobs because AI is more suited to those tasks than humans. And using a computer to make all of my music, going full bore into that realm of the world, it seems like there's a perception that the computer's doing a lot of the work, when really you're trying to be creative. And I know that AI will eventually compose music that moves people, but I feel like when it comes from a human, it means more. But there's people out there that feel like if you're not playing all the instruments, if you're using samples to sequence your drums or synthesizers to make your tones instead of traditional instruments like all those instruments I have back there, that you're doing something wrong, that you're cheapening the process somehow. And so this lyrical exploration was of, you know, how do you take an instrument that's nothing more than a piece of wood with some holes drilled into it and marry that with a computer running at 4 gigahertz with 64 gigs of RAM and an incredible sequencing program in Cubase recording all my stuff with sampled drums coming out of battery and a bunch of synths making all the tones. How do you rectify the fact that the computer is doing some work or producing some of the sounds, and yet you're producing some of the sounds yourself, and of course you're using processing to make your voice sound like a robot, and then you're rapping some verses. It all gets a little bit overwhelming, and it's a commentary on how fast things are going, how technology, it facilitates our creative endeavors, and yet in some respect we're beholden to it. And I've been struggling with this idea, but I feel like technology sort of shows us who we truly are. It removes the barriers that used to stand between us and expressing ourselves and doing the things that we want. And it's also removing the barriers between who we think we are and who we show the world that we are and who we actually are. It's exposing us for who we truly are, and I think we see this in media every day. This song isn't necessarily all that positive. It's sort of a bleak view of the future. It sort of says that we'll all be monsters and robots will run our factories and we'll eventually turn into robots. And I don't know if that's true or not, but computers will handle more and more of the workload that we've traditionally considered unique to ourselves. And we're gonna have to find a place to exist outside of that. And I think that that place is in community with things like music and art. A lot of the technical processes that governed our lives that gave us a competitive advantage will be outsourced to machines who can do it more efficiently. And I hope that music never becomes that way. So in conclusion, here is my song. It's called Bleep, Blop, Bloop, fellow kids. It's gonna be lit AF. You know what I mean? Computer, give me a beat. Yeah, something like that. Something funky, something to jive out to. 2017, you know how we do. This is how it go. Denver, Colorado. My name is DJ David C. Harper. And I'm about to say something really, really cool, so everybody quiet down. Here we go. I'm like bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bloop. Computers making music with my Indian flute. I'm saying bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bloop. Computers making music with my Indian flute. I'm like bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bloop. That's robot music with an Indian flute. I'm like bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bloop. Yo, computer, activate drums. Is what you're doing any less human because you're using computers, computing billions of cycles a second just to make this record? But I reckon it would be reckless if I were to second guess it. Without the right toolkit, you'll get left behind. You'll find the press and rewind. It's just a state of mind. You should be trying just to get it done. Don't get attached to the past, cause tomorrow will soon come. Yeah. Bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bloop. Computers making music with my Indian flute. I'm saying bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bloop. It's a little bit computer, little Indian flute. Yesterday is the old tomorrow. Tomorrow is the new today. That's what they say. That's what you taught. That's what you told. That's what you bought. That's what you sold. But robots came and they took away your gold. Yeah. If you could take action and change something that happened in your past, would you be a true captain and take care of your crew? Or would you do it just for you? That's all I'm asking. Cause you could take the treasure map and pilfer the coffers if that's all you have to offer, if that's all you're after. But Judas took the silver, wind it up, hanging from the rafters. That was his last chapter. No more laughter, no more laughter. The robots are coming, the robots are coming, the robots are coming, the robots are here. The robots are coming, the robots are coming, the robots are here. The robots are coming, the robots are coming, the robots are coming, the robots are coming, the robots are here. They're here. Bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bloop. Computers making music with an Indian flute. I'm hollering bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bloop. It's robot music with an Indian flute. It's like bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bloop. It's robot music with an Indian flute. It's like bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bloop. In the future, we'll all be monsters. We'll all be robots. Robots will run our factories. And we'll all be robots, and robots will be monsters, and we'll all be monsters, because in the future, we'll all be robots, and robots will run our factories, and we'll all be robots, and robots will be monsters, and we'll be monsters too, because we'll all be robots, because in the future, we'll all be robots, and robots will run our factories, robots will run our factories, and we'll be robots, and robots will be monsters, and we'll be monsters too. And we'll be monsters too. And we'll be monsters too. Yo, what up, fellow kids? I hope you liked that song. It was lit AF, fam. It was lit. It was so lit. It was lit. If you know what I mean. So take it easy, bros. Like, subscribe, and have a good one. Peace.